Okay, continuing further on this, SPFX is an framework, or I can say like it's an pattern which is introduced by Microsoft, which is used to develop the web parts for the modern applications. In SharePoint, we have two types of application: classic and modern. So this can be used for even classic also. There is no restriction on it. We can use the same web part in classic and modern also, but it is specially made for modern by having all these components like TypeScript, React, anything we can use, and we can make our application ready. So here I'm going to tell you what are the key features on SPFX. So these are this anyway you can just go through it, but so here I'm just giving you what are the main advantages of going for SPFX. Okay, so it's a new or modern tool chain and client-side rendering. So as I told, like it's extension of JavaScript. No iframe needed, and no JavaScript injection. You can see here. So I'll tell you what is this iframe concept. So due to avoiding these injections, iframe helped for app model development. That I will tell you in next slide. And no server-side code needed. Okay, and so IDE development. So you can able to irrespective of anything, you can just not only Visual Studio. So if you take SharePoint server object model, where we can develop it in Visual Studio only. But SPFX is not like that. You can develop it in Visual Studio Code or any other free tools which we have in industry. It's not. That's the reason they have given. So it's not platform dependent. Okay. So the main thing is I can say here no JavaScript injection needed. This is the main advantage of going for SPFX. So you can see here the SPFX tools chain. You can see here it is stand on the center. Here you can see TypeScript. Only in plain TypeScript also you can develop the code, or you can use React. Okay, these are AngularJS. So these are three programming languages. What? Angular, React, TypeScript. Rest all are useful for platform support. Okay, that figure I will just give you here. Here you need to understand. So earlier we had server-side object model. Okay, SharePoint server-side object model, or whoever is having knowledge on .NET or Java, they can understand this very easily. If you see here, if you take a .NET application, where we can develop in the Visual Studio, correct? Okay, for which server? IIS. Okay, using which framework? .NET framework. And what is the build? MS build. Okay, it's nothing but CLR. .NET compiler is there. It will take care. And what is the programming language? C#. And what are the supporting packages? NuGet. Supporting packages means like in JavaScript we have modules. In the same way in .NET we have NuGet packages. Okay, the same thing. If you consider that one, the same thing we can correlate to the SPFX here. What is the platform where you are hosting? On Node.js. Okay, what is Node.js? Node.js is an environment, okay, for running your JavaScript on server. So far before Node.js, JavaScript context is only till the browser. You can't use JavaScript for developing, touching your system. For example, you have system, your server in the US, imagine. You are opening that application from your Indian system. Can you able to upload a file to the server directly from JavaScript? You may be selecting here. Browse you are doing earlier. I am not talking about Node.js. Before JavaScript, you are just using the client-side JavaScript only to select the file. But for submitting, what code you are using? Not JavaScript. You are using C# or Java or PHP, anything else. But now you can write that code in the JavaScript itself. How come? JavaScript only the limited for browser. But how come it is possible means the JavaScript will take the help of C++. C++ is the base framework for all C#, Java, anything. So it is JavaScript plus C++ combined and prepared an environment called Node. Okay, now you can use JavaScript for all purposes. You can work on the server. From browser itself you can touch the server. Are you understanding? Okay, now if you see nowadays, did you observe if you are trying to edit a PDF in the browser, even without refreshing the page itself, the file content you are able to edit. Did you people observe that? Earlier, there is an option of like whenever you do the change, it will every time it will be refreshing, it will save in the server, then from there it will ask you to download. But nowadays, if you see any of these file editing applications in your web page, the web page will not refresh anywhere until you go for final download. The actions will be happening here itself. But in the background, it is happening in the server with the help of JavaScript. So I am not making it complicated. So you need to understand Node.js is the base platform for our SPFX. And what is the programming language we are using? TypeScript. So why in React and Angular is not shown here? Those are all just frameworks, but the base programming language is TypeScript. Even in React you will be writing TypeScript. Even in Angular you will be writing TypeScript. Okay, and who will be helping for building means Gulf. Gulf is one of the package helpful for building these projects. And what is NPM? NPM is an installer, okay, node package manager, which will use it to import some of the third-party packages. For example, you want to use React in your application, okay? Then who will help you out to import that one? NPM. You want to use the Fluent UI of Microsoft. You want to use Material UI of Google. You want to use Ant Design. So whatever you want to use, NPM will help you out. And what is Yeoman? It is for templates. If you see in Visual Studio, if you worked on ASP.NET, if you want to create a web part, if you want to create a web page, if you want to create a user control, if you want to create a class, for everything you have option. Right click, add new item, then you will get list of templates. By selecting, it will save. So what is the template? In template, all predefined structure is defined. When you choose, it will give you the new object. In the same way, who will give you the SharePoint Articrafts to you is Yeoman. Is it clear? At least just basic knowledge you need to understand. So just tell me, so SPFX setup will start with Node. In Node, you can use the other packages, including SPFX also a package. You need to understand one thing. Even SPFX is also a module or package. So first you need to have Node in your platform, okay? And you need to have NPM installed automatically for your information. As soon as Node is installed, NPM also will install. On top of it, what you need to install? Gulf. On top of it, what you need to install? Yeoman. Okay? It's up to you. You can use Yeoman first or Gulf second. It's up to you. Then you can go for writing your programming language, web parts. Is it clear on the setup? Okay. And so before further going, this is very important actually. Some of you may be trying for interviews, or it may be for knowledge purpose. I am just telling you. So why modern UI have came into the picture is, tell me the reason. No JavaScript injection will be supported in modern UI. Okay. So having said that, like we have these three types of web parts so far from last 5 to 6 years from Microsoft 10. Classic, modern, and this is hosted apps. Okay, Microsoft have introduced one of the concept called hosted apps, provider hosted apps, auto hosted app, or self-hosted app. Okay, so I'll tell you the main difference. So content editor web part, everyone would have come across in your career so far. So what is content editor web part? It will allow the injection of your external JS into the SharePoint. So what is the advantage? So obvious choice of developers for customizing DOM on Classic. You can use Angular, you can use React, you can use jQuery, or you can use JSON JavaScript. Correct? So user can play with it. Yes or no? You can just go to that particular place and he can change the code and he can upload. Immediately it will apply. Correct? Okay. You have and what are the disadvantages? Scripts can be edited by users easily. It means that imagine you have one director who have access on your side. He is also having knowledge of SharePoint. Imagine he can easily able to touch your code and he can change it. Yes or no? Okay, that facility is there. That should not be there. Next, cannot be added to no script sites because modern site you can't use the content data report in by default in modern site. Yes or no? It is no script. Modern is nothing but no script website. And app parts. What is the or hosted apps I can say. So what is the advantage? Developed using add-in model. I will tell you what is add-in. Tell me. You have Chrome also. Chrome add-ins are there. Okay, what is add-in? To the existing functionality, you can add something, an extra feature. So for that purpose, what Microsoft have done, right? You can develop a functionality in either Java or .NET or anywhere that you can use in your SharePoint. Okay? As like what you are doing, add web part. Creating the page, editing the page, then you are adding a web part. Yes or no? In that place, you can also get your app, external app. App in the sense web page I am talking about, which is developed, hosted on Tomcat Java, okay, which is hosted on IIS, that you can get and you can keep it here. You will feel like it is a part of SharePoint. Okay? Yes or no? So, what is the problem with that one, right? That's coming under the disadvantage. The code which you written in the .NET cannot access your SharePoint page DOM. Yes or no? Yes. Okay? Because that only the path is limited only for iframe. Whatever is there in the iframe cannot touch the parent page. Correct or not? Okay? But in SPFX or in these classic web parts, what we can do, as everything is on the same DOM, you can control the entire page. DOM in the sense, every object in the page is called as, it's a DOM. Okay, so entire page is called as DOM. Object is nothing but every control is an object. For example, in the SPFX web part, I added something. Later I realized I don't want left navigation. What will you do? You will catch that ID or class of that div, then you will write in the CSS display level. Yes or no? That is what you are controlling that part. Yes or no? That you can't do here because in iframe, if you are writing, how come it will touch that parent page? It is not possible. But functionality wise, it is the best invention from the Microsoft end, I will tell you. Imagine you have Bajaj Finance, you can take. Bajaj Finance is using SharePoint for front-end purpose. Their data is very crucial. They should not rely on SharePoint. Their business will be happening rigorously using some database. Imagine, why should they migrate along with SharePoint every time? If SharePoint is moving every 10 years, why should they move? Because their business is same. So what they will do, they will develop their functionality in ASP.NET, but they will keep it as a part of SharePoint. For such kind of people, this is the best example. But the problem is, they can't control the SharePoint. Okay? And disadvantage 2 is, development and deployment is a bit complicated because you need to develop separately and you need to register in the SharePoint app catalog as a package. What you are doing, SPFX package, right? In the same way, that also you need to generate as a package and you need to register client secret ID, client secret key. What is those two? That is the credentials which you are registering in SharePoint, saying that if anyone come with these details, consider them as part of our family and let them access in our application. If you don't have those two, right, client secret ID, client secret key, they can, if you keep them in the iframe also, it won't accept, it won't work. The reason is you don't have that information to have it in your web page. Are you clear on this part? So this may be theoretical thing, but this is really needed if you want to go with SPFX. SPFX is a small thing, but understanding this is very important. Okay. So what is the difference? Classic web, what are those things? Classics, hosted app, SPFX. Okay. So already every one of you aware on this one, content editor, SPFX. Okay. But this is the new thing. If you get time, you can look into. But here you can observe one thing. You uses iframe. I have mentioned in advantage as well disadvantage because
we cannot control.
Yeah, so our advantage is it's easy, you can configure the URL in iframe. Whereas disadvantage is it won't be responsive. If your SharePoint page is responsive, you can't control the iframe, right?
Yes.
Because it's out of its context. That is the problem. And advantages of SPFX, you can see client-side web parts, purely client-side you can develop and can be used in classic also. The one which you develop will work in both places and provide modern experience responsiveness out of box. Okay, and free open source toolchain. This is very important. You can use all open source components. And disadvantages is complexity in setup and understanding due to huge open source resources. Because the things are more here. Okay, so the control is not there in Microsoft end. If some gulp is changed their version, then you will end up with some issue. Yes or no? So the control is not there, and the initial setup is definitely difficulty for anyone. Without knowledge, people can't proceed on this further. Okay, is it clear on this? Yeah. So here I just mentioned this one. This later you can look into. So Node.js, what Node.js will do, what YAML. This already we discussed. Okay, NPM, this is all Gulf, and few more things are there. So let me tell you about what is SaaS. Okay, SaaS. So not this one. Sorry, yes, yeah. There is one spelling mistake. Yeah. Okay. Syntactically awesome style sheets. I'll tell you what is this one, right? You just write your CSS in JavaScript. Don't write it in your CSS. Write it in JavaScript. JavaScript will validate and then it will give you the right way of styles. I'll tell you one thing. So, you may be writing some child CSS. Did you ever observe this one in your web pages classic? If you are writing some CSS by targeting some child one, maybe sometimes you would have seen the same style would be affecting somewhere else. You may be thinking, you see here hierarchy 1, 1.1, 1.2, 2, 2.1, 2.2. You may be targeting a style for 2.1. Sometimes the same thing will work for 1.1 also, because it is also in the same child level. Yes or no? So then in such case what you need to do? You need to define a ID for that separately and then you need to control it in a different way. To control such kind of things, this SaaS will help. Where you can write, I'll tell you how you will write the CSS there. For example, parent 1. You may be feeling it as CSS, but it is not CSS if you make your file extension as .module.scss. Okay, it will be like what CSS, but it is not CSS, it is JavaScript, the JavaScript object. You see here the styles, for example, style, and here if you have child right, then write some child CSS like this. You have more control over your CSS. Now what will happen if below this, whatever you have the CSS, below this only will target for that purpose. Are you clear on this? But in normal CSS, what you need to do? You need to write like this and you need to maintain like this, correct? Clear? Okay, but this, the name can be SASS, but the file extension is SCSS. Okay? And we have some more components like Workbench, Webpack, Node modules, App Catalog. These all we will see in the further setup. Okay. So now I am just jumping on to the SPFX. Okay. So for SPFX, what are the initial things which you need to have in your system? Node should be installed. So far, SPFX more supported versions of Node is 8, 10, 12. These three versions are supporting very hugely. Rest of versions are not compatible. Okay, so you should have Node installed on your machine and have Visual Studio installed on your machine. Later, what you can do? I'll tell you the commands which you need to use. Yeah. what you need to have, yeah, ignore this one, this is version, okay. This is the npm version which should be there in your system, and then you need to install npm install. It would be very helpful if you follow the same version on top of your Node.js. After that, you can run this command. So what is this command? Sorry, even this is also, okay, you need to understand this is for building purpose, this is for scaffolding, project templates, scaffolding, project templates. And what is this? This is the one which will be telling to the Yo saying that please set up a web part with specific files. Okay. Even this Microsoft generator SharePoint is not enough to create a web part. It will take the help of Yo. Is it clear? Okay. Next. So that's the reason we will be mentioning a command saying that Yo @ of Microsoft. What it means that you are taking the help of Yo library and Microsoft. Both libraries you are combining and you are giving an input. Okay. Generally, I mean, only one command is not enough because you are taking the help of Yo. Okay. So let me go with Visual Studio. I'll just set up a small web part. Close folder. So here, two things you need to consider. One, if you are creating a parent folder, from this command you can create a solution folder. And second thing, already you have, if you create your name as a solution folder, then you can directly keep your web parts into it. This is also very important entry question. Okay, so now file, open folder, learning SPFX. Imagine SPFX I taken as parent folder, but I want to create a web part as solution as expenses. Okay. Now what you can do, first thing is you can select this and you can, during the web part creation itself, you can create solution, or what you can do, create a folder here and then you can select the folder. Anything you can do. Are you understanding? Okay, I will tell you the place where it will come. So as of now I am making the solution folder as expenses. And now use control tilde operator to get this terminal. Whenever you don't want, again press control tilde, terminal. Just be cautious if you are trying this one, right? People will be pressing plus. Then you need to make sure that it will be creating duplicate terminals. Okay. So initially even everyone would have faced this one. Okay. And you may be running Gulf serve here, and then you realize that something happened, and then you will be running Gulf serve here. Then it will give an error. You won't understand properly. So make sure that only one terminal is there for SharePoint SPFX. You can use another terminal for another purpose. I'm not saying you can have n number of terminals, but one terminal for Gulf server or whatever SharePoint purpose. Because only one Gulf server can happen in one system. Clear? Okay. Now we are targeted for this folder. Now we need to create a solution. Correct? What is the command? Yo @ of Microsoft/SharePoint. Now it will ask you an option of creating the solution first, because you can ask the same command will be used first time as well as second time also. Am I right or not? Yes or no? Even if I am creating the web part second time also, I will use the same command. But how come Yo will identify? This is also very important interview question. How come you know that you already have a solution? Because first time it will create a config file within that solution. With the help of it, it will understand already a solution is there, just I need to create the web part. But if already the settings file is not there, then it will first ask you for solution name. Did you observe here? First time it is asking solution name because there is no setting file so far on that folder. But second time if you run this command, directly it will go for web part creation. Try to understand these all small things. Okay?
We are writing npm install Yo @ Microsoft.
No. Yo is different. This I'll tell you. So it's a good question. These two are different packages. npm install yo is a separate package. npm install Microsoft SharePoint Generator is a separate package. Okay, but Microsoft web part creation will happen with the combination of this execution. Here, Microsoft is taking the yo package help to create the SharePoint.
Okay, so at the rate Microsoft slash SharePoint generator, this is just installing a package.
Yes, you are right. Yes, yo will look into this and it will get the template and it will make a copy within our local. Now the solution name. So I already have the solution name, correct? But still you can give the same name, expenses. Okay. Then it is asking for which version you are going to make. So as of now only SharePoint Online. Then what it is asking, right? Where do you want to place this file? This is what is very important. If you already created your solution folder, use the current folder. Okay? Or if you don't have that one, then create a subfolder with the same. As of now, what we will choose? Use the current folder. And these all you can simply give no. Just don't worry, ignore it. Okay? And what you want to choose? These are all client-side components of SPFX. There are three things. What are those? Web part, extension, library. Recently, I'm using the SharePoint 1.1, SPFX 1.1 version I'm using. But in SPFX 1.3 version, we have come up with one more action called, what is that? Some card. What is it called? That I will update later. Okay, we have some cards, adaptive card. Yes, adaptive cards. So there is a concept called adaptive card, which is useful for displaying your actions in Teams. Whenever any approval come in your office, the approval will automatically come to the Teams as a chart. There some design will be there. This request is came and this is raised by someone, so that you can customize. Okay, so that adaptive card option also came here. Okay. Now we are going with web part. What is extension? Extension is like master page. Whatever we have in on-premise, the same thing is available in online also. Okay, in our SharePoint on-premise we have master page concept. Okay, but there is no master page concept in SharePoint modern site. Why? SharePoint master page is also kind of external injection only. Yes or no? Okay, you are letting some other code to incorporate them. So rather than that, what Microsoft is doing, right, it won't fully allow them to customize the master page. Rather, it is giving the extension. Where, what is extension means? It will have some three types of extensions: application customizer, field customizer, and there is one more thing. So yeah, so if you use for one will be used differently. Application customizer is for changing the header and footer. Field customizer is used for in library we will have actions. Yeah, ellipse button. Then if you click, some options will be there ready to open. There you can introduce your action, you can do something. So in such a way, each extension will have its own significance. But I am not going with the extension. So far, I will also cover this in next class. Okay. So as of now, I am going with web part. So when I click on web part, it will ask me that what is your web part. So I will create here something like this. We need to create a new request, correct? So new expense request. Please follow the same naming convention. Okay, start with the small characters. Okay, and even while naming the solution, also there is a naming convention you need to follow. Company, for which company you are working, for example, EY. Okay, EY dot. Who is the customer? Company, and what is the project name? EY dot. If the project name is imagine PAT, EY dot PAT dot, and what is the functionality it is having, that name. Okay, and while naming the web parts, these are all real-time coding standards. Okay, because WP will give you the identification that it's a web part. Okay, and description, if you want, you can write. And then here you have two choices of selecting your web part type. Earlier we had knockout also. Okay, knockout also there, but no one was used it extensively, so Microsoft removed it. Okay, so no JavaScript, React. So I will tell you the difference between the no JavaScript and React. Because see, why I am taking this much time for theory means, if you have the things very clear in your mind, then you won't afraid of your technology. Okay, so no JavaScript versus React. So you need to understand, JavaScript frameworks are nothing but an abstract layer of on top of plain JavaScript that is your web development. As I told earlier, even React, Angular, Knockout, anything will convert into a JavaScript. Yes or no? When it comes to the low level in the browser. So that's the reason they have given. It's an abstraction top layer of the plain JavaScript, which will ease your development experience. As I told, these all are helpful for making your development faster and easier. Yes or no? Okay, next. Or as in such, like React, Knockout, Angular, these are all examples of frameworks. Okay, next. It is not mandatory to use JavaScript frameworks for developing SPFX. As I told, you can use TypeScript. Clear? Okay. And one more thing, selecting no JavaScript framework at the time of does not add any extra libraries. It won't worry about TypeScript, what you are going to use in your web part. Whether you are going to use TypeScript or Knockout or whether you are going to use React, Knockout or Angular, it won't worry. It will only create what files, .ts files it will create. Try to understand what is the difference, main difference between no JavaScript and React means, no JavaScript will not create any extra libraries and files, okay, for the web part. Whereas if you choose React, what will happen, right? It will create the setup as per the React. As per React, what we need to have? We need to have definitely one TSX file or one JSX file. If you are writing the React code with JavaScript, then it should be JSX. If you are writing the code of React with the TypeScript, then the one file should be created. That is called TSX. Only that one file is matter. Okay, but don't worry. If you choose the no JavaScript framework as the choice, can't you enable the React on it? Yes, you can do. Just create a file, automatically it will work. Did you understand? Because SPFX is also in the background, it is using TypeScript, React. Microsoft's first choice of web part development is React. Clear? Okay. We'll see both. Yeah, we'll see both. So as of now, let me choose no JavaScript.
No JavaScript means TypeScript.
Yes, purely. That's the reason they given name no JavaScript. But people will be confusing. You are mentioning as no JavaScript, but you are writing the code in the JavaScript. It's not JavaScript, it is TypeScript. What you are writing the code is TypeScript. So, and you need to understand the folder structure. So in initial days I was afraid of this file structure, but later on it became habituated for me. So it will create folders like this, config, src. Ignore these themes. Okay, here it will give screenshots and package.json. And one more module it will add, node underscore modules, where it will get all packages and it will set up. Okay, whatever required. And in src, this is a very important folder which you are going to touch. Rest of the thing you are not going to touch. src is the main one, where it will have, if you create a web part, it will create web part. On the same solution, I can also add extension, correct? If I create extension, what it will do? Under src, it will create a folder called extension. Below that, it will add one more extension. Clear? Okay, now you can see it created a node modules and it created a web part called new expense. And you see here, are you able to see any of the TypeScript file? React file? No, only one TypeScript file.
Now if I want to create the extension in the same folder,
by targeting the same solution,
expenses only, I will get.
Yes, run the same command, u@. Okay, as in the background, it's already that setting file is there. it won't worry on it. I'll show you what is that setting file. Next time when you run, I'll show you that practically. When you run, you see here, because of this, if you have this yo.rc, it will feel that it is a solution. Clear? If it is not there, then it won't consider as solution. This is the important file. So first get familiar with the environment, then you can play with it. Okay? Just if you are directly entering into the web part, then you can't understand the things. You don't know how to set up and how to troubleshoot a new issue which you are facing. If you know the things in a clear way, then you won't afraid of this. And people will be afraid by seeing this all file type, what is this, all those things. Okay? There is nothing in your hands. Everything will come by default, and you need to know what file is used for what purpose. That's it. No, it won't install every time. If already one module is there, it won't. It will ignore. It will check for the version.
No, let's say I have created one record.
Yes.
And I want to create a extension.
Okay.
Separate project.
Yeah. Separate project.
Still, again, all this.
Obviously, that's what it's not an issue. That's how the setup, because in each solution you can have your own package.json. I can have two solutions with two different package.json, where package.json will mention that what version you are using. Apart from Node is fixed here in one system.
So I face this issue because I was using 1.5
Okay. So yeah, obviously. So it will take at least 300 MB of data. That too, it will be very slow if your internet is. It will be very fast if you have good internet. So only once. Later on, so even one more thing you need to understand. Whenever you are passing your code to your project managers or keeping in GitHub, don't include Node modules. Okay. So obviously, when you are pushing into the GitHub, okay, it won't push there. I'll tell you how it means. Here you can see here, git ignore is there. In git ignore already that Node module will be there. So git will not carry that one because of its huge data. Yeah, huge data, and one more thing, it's not needed always. Maybe your version is different in your system. So as per that, it will configure the things in your system just by running npm install. Yeah. Okay, so now this is done. So now if you want to start testing your thing, then you need to have an environment, right? Yes or no? Who is helping out here is Gulf. So far, who have helped you to create the web part? Yo. Okay? So Yo is used to scaffold your project template, creation of this one. Next, what is the importance of Gulf means? Gulf is used to set up your development environment for debugging purpose, then to create the packages for your solution. Even that will also come under scaffolding. Okay, so for creating the packages and sending to the deployment. Okay, now what is helping? Who is helping for this Gulf means workbench. You need to understand few more things here. Workbench. Clear? Okay. So what is workbench means? We have two workbenches, local workbench, SharePoint workbench. Local workbench will be running on 4321 port on your system. Okay. Who will set up that one? Gulf. When you install Gulf itself, it have been done. Without that, it won't work. During the Gulf installation itself, that is been done. Here, one thing you need to remember, in companies,
It acts as a IAS.
yes, obviously, you are 100% correct. It is a local server, web server. Okay, IAS or Tomcat, anything. Okay, React also having its own server in the same way. Not only the IAS, as a server, it will also provide you the facility of debugging. Okay, so if I want to first test what I need to do, first I need to make sure that I don't have any issue on this project. Okay, Gulf build. If I do Gulf build, then it will check for the compilation issue, code compilation. Obviously, as it is a new project, there won't be any build issues.
So Gulf service, Gulf build plus.
Yes, obviously. When you run Gulf serve also, even now you see here, now I will run Gulf serve. Even Gulf serve will start with Gulf build. Okay, now what is, 5432, you see here, 4321. Initially it came there. Okay, one more important thing you need to identify here is, in some of the companies, this port is not enabled due to the proxy settings. Then you people will be running, keep on running and trying, it will be ending up with some error. Then you need to inform to the IT team to enable this port on your system. Okay, now you can see here, this is the plus icon. If you choose this, then all your local web parts, whichever is there in this solution, will come here. Okay, now you can see here, it came up with some design. Where is this design is generally in plain web designing, you will have different files, correct? For designing .html, for css.css, for scripting.js. But for your information, in SPFX, everything will be in a single file. That is called TS file or JavaScript file. Okay, then you can ask, how can I write the code in the .js file? How can I write HTML? How can I write CSS? It's nothing. Can you able to inject the HTML into the DOM from JavaScript? Yes. How? .inner HTML. Yes or no? If it is jQuery .html, correct. Okay, in the same way, whatever you are writing in your program will be taken as that string and it will be pushing into the DOM. You see here? Inner HTML, this DOM element. And this SPFX have come up with some of the files. What are those? Yeah, this one. Yes. It will have property configuration. What is property configuration? For every web part, we will have a settings associated, correct? For example, whenever I click on this web part, here you can give the web part properties. In the same way, if you want to create your own web parts, own web part properties, you can create it here. As of now, only description is there. If you want, you can write. It is for reusability purpose. Today, I may be writing the code by targeting one library. Tomorrow, I want to use the same code in another place. In the same website itself, I want to show documents from library 1. And I want to show the data from library 2 in another web page. Are you going to change the name in the code? No. Rather, configure the property, give the library name there, then it will work based on it. Okay? That is there in this below part. Is it clear what I am talking about? I am talking about no JavaScript now. It will come up with 3 parts. One is import part, where you will use the libraries. And the second is property. And the third one is the very important one, where your HTML will go. Okay? And now you can ask, how come I will write the JavaScript here? Means very simple. Use the on click and just pass down your JavaScript. However you will do JavaScript. For example, public click me. You can come here, and for this, we have a button right here. On click equal to this dot click me. So you need to understand one thing. Everything is a function here. It's a JavaScript. Whatever, even though you are seeing the HTML code, it's not HTML. It is purely a JavaScript. You are passing it as a string. Then just to save it, you need to understand. If you are doing changes in CSS or in other files, Gulf server won't run. Okay, only you need to do the change in either in .ts or .tsx. Then wait till you see reload. Understand? Until that, if you should not do any refresh on your page. If you do, it may be corrupted actually. You won't feel anyway. Here the reload came, or yeah, it reload came. Now go here.
Where will you get reload?
Yeah, here. It came as reload. Next, you see here, hi came. Why hi came directly? No. Actually, it not happened yet. The reload didn't. Yeah. Sorry, it is going to the link.
Lecturer fees.
Yeah, that's the reason. So rather, let me remove this one. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Now see here. Yeah, now reload came. Okay, I understand. It is taking as page load. So I'm not aware on this one. Okay. So I also didn't. Okay.
I just had that. Do we have a page load?
Oh yeah, this itself acting as a. No, this won't act as a page load, but still why it's coming. Unclick, see. Let it happen, we'll see what is the issue. No, it doesn't matter. This, whatever we have written here is coming. Okay, leave it anyway. We don't want to waste the time. So in this way, you need to write the events, and you can write the functions. Okay, and you can call it. It's what is this approach? This is a plain jQuery approach which we are using. Yes or no? When we are appending data into a table, we will be using this approach, correct? Inner HTML approach we will be following. So if you want a text box, you can write. So you can just remove your design and you can write your HTML. So now, what is this styles? Why styles is being used like this? Because, as I told earlier, SCSS, syntactically awesome style sheet. So here, as I told, you can see here, this is parent one, and below that you can have child. And this can be accessed as a module as well. That is the main advantage. I'll tell you one thing. Imagine if you have a plain CSS, imagine you have developed two CSS files. Okay, few styles you want to use from one CSS file, few other styles you want to use from other CSS. Now imagine the combination. You would have written the CSS in a generic way by having some classes in both places, correct? For example, style 1 in both places. Okay, in general, it will have the conflict in your normal file. But if you go for this approach, right, you can access it by using styles1.style1, styles2.style1. Did you understand the importance of this one? Why Microsoft have come up with this solution? Clear? Okay. And one more thing. When you are writing your own CSS in .css file, you may be ending up with some syntax issues. Yes or no? Maybe somewhere you will be, due to fast typing, width you would have typed as WDITH. Okay? When it come to the compilation, it won't be working. So our main intention of using the SPFX is to make your program as error free. During your development itself, you should be able to figure out all issues which you are doing in the CSS, which you are doing in the HTML, which you are doing in the JavaScript. Is it clear? Okay, that's the reason you should write your all CSS in the SCSS. Still, some people will feel that, okay, it's not good for me because I'll tell you why some people won't prefer this one. I'll tell you the reason. The user interface you may be getting from some external vendor. Imagine in Bootstrap or in Material UI, they would be developing their UI, and how they will be giving .html, .css. In such case, are you going to change everything into the module.scss? No. Yes or no? Then in such case, import that CSS directly. Got it? You can use it. There is one more case, even though there is no external vendor, still I will be preferring to write the CSS in .css only rather than module.scss. I will tell you the reason. You see here? Where is this one? Yeah. Here, every style will be ending up with a dynamic style. What is the class name? You see here, dynamic ID is introduced. Yes or no? So, what is the advantage of this one? This is how React is responding. But module.scss, it's not React, module.scss behavior is, once it compiled, it will come up with some ID at end. Did you got that question? Style 1, style 2 sheet, and how the conflict is not happening here? Because it is having the different ID for every style sheet, which is starting with this one. Where is it? Yeah, here. Root 17. Like this, it will be adding. Are you understanding? You see here the CSS. This matters. But this is not there in your, let me focus it, then you will understand. What is this? Yeah, let me focus this. See here? Yeah, this is the right one. Description is the CSS you given. Title is the CSS you given. But what is this additionally it's coming? ID, because you are using a unique style sheet here. So that is the reason the conflicts can be controlled easily. Even though you have the same style in two files, it won't be conflicted here. But in these kind of situations, if as an end user, you want to control that CSS, how will you control? It's not in your control. Imagine the web part. Imagine SharePoint out-of-box web parts will also come like that, because it is also using Fluent UI. Then what you need to do? You need to use CSS selectors now. Div class star equal to, it's nothing but the class whose style starts with. Are you understanding? Okay, you need to use the CSS class selector. That I can't do easily within this SCSS. Okay, we will end up with some issues. So to avoid that one, we will go for normal CSS. And one more advantage of this SCSS also, I will tell you. You can define your variables. Imagine I have 1,000 lines of CSS where I am having some theme concept. You understand my point? Theme concept I have. On dark mode, it should change the background to the black. On normal mode, it should change to the white. Then we can have that variable defined here. For dark mode, what is the color? And for white mode, what is the color? And that same variable you can use across. You can see here, what is this one? It's a variable, $. Did you understand? You see here, what is this one? It's a variable. Which variable? MS Color Theme Park, which is coming from Office UI Fabric. Are you understanding? Okay, I can also define a variable like this. Sorry.
Can we change the MS color theme dark to some other color?
Yeah, that's what I am doing here. Okay. save it. See, that's how. That is the advantage of this going for this dynamic SCSS. Okay, so what is this one? Earlier they have used now. Whenever you go and change your Microsoft theme in the site settings, that theme color will affect. Clear? Okay. So is it clear on .ts file and .scss file? Okay, and you can write your own. For example, I want to introduce one expense reimbursement title. Okay, what we will do? I'll just use span I can write normal HTML however I write. For example, title. I can introduce input type equal to text. We can also add bootstrap package here and we can give the bootstrap classes. See here, this can it is on top of it, that's the reason. Now you can have your button, you can write it and you can call that button and you can push the data or you can read the data from server, you can edit. So all CRUD operations you can able to do. This is very easiest way of developing. No JavaScript. But why still people will prefer React? Because React is component based development. Once you develop some component, then you can make it reusable. But it is not that much feasible in here. That component behavior is not there in the no JavaScript. Are you understanding? Okay. So who can work on this concept? Whoever is starting their career in SPFX, who is already expert in classic development using jQuery, all those things. Are you understanding my point? Okay. Whoever is already having good experience on classic jQuery development and who is switching to SPFX and who don't want to waste the time by learning React, okay, but still they have the deadlines and they want to proceed with the development in a faster way. Then for them, this is the best way of kickstart. Is it clear? Okay. So we'll take some break and we'll continue with React.